Welcome to Obey Your Inner Chef. My name is Danielle Vaughn and I'm the head culinary instructor here at the Blairsville, North Georgia Tech campus. So today we have a guest with us. This is Miss Kathy Wheeler, and Kathy owns a business here in Blairsville in Union County. She owns the vacuum store. I would like to everyone give her a warm welcome. So welcome, Kathy.
Thank you.
How are you?
I'm fine. This looks like fun.
You glad to be here?
Sure.
Okay, so it's always fun, yeah? So today, since we're kind of wrapping up the end of vegetable season, and so we've got some pickling cucumbers, and then we've got some dill, and we've got some cherry tomatoes and stuff, and we've got a couple different things that's lying around the canvas here. So we're gonna do just an easy pickle as our first thing we're gonna do is a pickle, so we're gonna do it. All right, you ready?
Sure.
Okay, so like I said, you can take any vegetable and pickle it. Today we're going to do the pickling cucumber. I've got a couple little radishes here that I have in the walk-in. Some cherry tomatoes that I had in the walk-in. We're gonna put some garlic in it to add a little zing and zest to it. So let's get started.
Okay.
All right, so the first thing with most pickles that you wanna do is we're gonna make like a brine for the pickles. So we have a butane here, a little gas. You can see the flame a little. We're gonna put it on here, and then we're going to make all of our ingredients come together. We're gonna make a little melody here.
Okay.
All right, so we're gonna add in vinegar. Let's see if this is vinegar or water. This is water.
Okay.
So we're gonna add a cup of water. You know, white vinegar and water look a lot alike.
I think so.
This is definitely the white vinegar. So we're gonna add 2 cups of white vinegar. Now, if you don't want to use white vinegar, Kathy, you can use an apple cider if you have an apple cider vinegar. If you want to give this a little Asian flair to it, you can add rice wine vinegar.
Okay.
So if you wanted to make something a little different. So to our liquid here, this is 3 tablespoons of kosher salt. Now, you know, most time you see people talking about pickling, they use a pickling salt. It's a coarse salt or a pink salt. We're just going to use kosher because I have kosher.
Yeah.
So 3 tablespoons are going in. And then we're going to add a tablespoon of granulated sugar. This is basic white sugar that you make your sweet tea with. So we're going to add it in. And we're just going to kind of let this work together. Now, Kathy, I hear you're on the board of directors for Habitat for Humanity.
Yes, I am.
So I have been told by a source that there's a gala coming up.
There is.
You want to talk about the gala a little?
We do this every year. It's just a big party with a fancy name. It's called High Heels and Hard Hats.
It is.
Yes. So in the past, we've just had this very nice, classy, fancy party, and it's been wonderful. But this year, we've stepped out of the box, and we're doing a casino night. And it's here at the college on September the 8th at 6:30. And what we're doing is Danielle and her culinary students will be catering the dinner, and it's like a complete sit-down dinner with hopefully your famous bread pudding.
Yes, we are doing the bread
Have to
pudding.
do the famous bread pudding.
I don't know if you remember, last year when it was this time, I catered the gala last year, and we were on the show last year talking about it. So they told me this year, they were like, you have to do the bread pudding.
Yeah, so we'll have that. But it'll be a casino night type theme, not as dressy. I mean, people can dress up if they like, but it's more of a casual party atmosphere this time. And when you come in, it's $40 a person, and that includes the whole dinner, which it's worth it just for that, for the dinner.
It really is.
It is. But we have Granddaddy Mims coming, so we will have local spirits and beer and wine, of course. And then after dinner, we will have a casino night. And there'll be poker tables, blackjack tables, roulette tables, real tables, not just, you know, some cheap imitation type thing.
So yeah, there's
really cool.
I've heard that there's legit blackjack
Yes.
dealers.
Professional dealers
Yeah.
are coming to do this. And your admission entitles you to some play money or chips or whatever, so you actually get to play for that. And when you cash out, of course we can't cash out, we're not a gambling establishment, but you're going to get tickets. And there are some grand prizes, and you can decide which one you'd like to have a chance on and put your tickets in the boxes. I know one of them was a kayak.
Oh yeah.
And really nice kayak.
Everybody loves to kayak.
Yeah.
I mean, the lakes, we have so many rivers in our area. I mean, it's going to be a blast. So let's make our pickles.
Okay.
So we've got our radishes here. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to assemble this in the jar. That's the easiest thing to do. So whatever we want to put in here. So I'm going to take a couple cherry tomatoes. We'll put these in. A lot of people, if you got Roma tomatoes and you want to do like a slice, you can do that, but like a cherry tomato or a grape tomato, they hold up a little better. Just because the skin is on them and they're not going to fall apart in there. So we're going to put in some tomatoes, plus the color is going to look great on those. So then we're going to take our radishes and we're just going to quarter them. We'll throw in some radishes. And this also adds another color. And plus the radishes, do you like radishes?
Okay.
They have a bite. They have a bite
Yeah,
to them,
they
though.
do.
So it's going to add a little bit depth of a flavor to our pickle. This is more of an Asian style that you would pickles for the radishes, but we'll add a couple of those in just to. I mean, when you have things in your walk-in, you just want to kind of use them instead of. So we'll throw them in. So always wash your vegetables, even if they're coming out of your garden at home. You want to wash them just to make sure they don't have any pesticides on them and to make sure they're clean. We're going to add in, I've got 4 cloves of garlic here. We're going to add in 4 cloves of garlic. That's going to add another zesty flavor to it, and then you're also going to get the garlicky flavor from it, so we're going to add it in. And then I like pickle carrot. You ever had pickled carrots? I like them, so I want to peel it. Peeling overboard. So we'll give it a quick peel. One's enough. You also keep in mind, a lot of people in our area grow squash and zucchini. You can pickle squash and zucchini too. So you can cut these ever how you want. So I'm just going to do, I kind of want them thin because you don't want to bite into a thick piece of a carrot. So a pretty little cut there, we'll add it in. Everything goes in the jar. Add a little more. That should be good. If you wanted to add in some onion in here, like some red onion, be great. If you wanted to add, Vidalia onions, pickled Vidalia onions are amazing. So those would be good. So cucumbers, we're going to add those in. So the event's going to be great. The gala's going to be, it's going to be a night to remember, I think.
We've got a lot of silent auction items too. Some really nice ones that local merchants have donated. For one thing, Harris Casino is one of our sponsors. Of course, that just fits right in with our theme.
Yes, it does.
But they're donating a night at their fancy hotel and a couple of meals. That'll be a good silent auction item. We've got money trees. We've got lottery trees.
Restaurant gift certificates.
There are tons of those.
Yeah, tons of those. I talked to some of our local restaurants yesterday.
We've even got some dye stuff.
Yes.
Baskets of tools and hunting things and car wash stuff, and we don't leave them out.
No, we don't. So the next thing we want to do with our pickles is we're going to add in some seasonings. So here I've got 3 teaspoons of black peppercorn. They make white peppercorns, black peppercorns, green peppercorns, but most commonly you can find at the local grocer is black. So we're going to add in our peppercorns. Then we're going to add in a teaspoon of mustard seeds. You can pick those up at the grocer. And then I like my pickles a little zingy. So I've got, let's see what I wrote here. I got a teaspoon of crushed red pepper flakes. So we're going to put those in. But if you have grown like some jalapeno peppers, or if you've grown like some serrano or habanero, if you're crazy people out there grow some habaneros, you could add those in and those would be perfect as well. So I'm going to add in a bay leaf. And then dill. This is what's going to make our pickles a dill pickle. So we're just going to add this in. And it's okay just to smush them in there. And see, canning, a lot of times you have to seal with salt, but this is like a refrigerator pickle. So it's just going to sit 24 to 48 hours and these pickles will be ready to go. Compared to sealing and canning, we're not doing the whole canning process. We're just making some pickles. So our, let's see what the easiest way is to pour this. Probably be easier if we actually put it in here. So we're going to add in our brine liquid. And you notice this liquid's still hot. It's perfectly fine to put it in hot. So we're just going to pour in our liquid into our jar and fill up our jar. And this is a great way, Kathy, to use your veggies at home that you have no clue what to do. And you can keep them. If they're starting to go bad, if they're pickle them. Great, I mean, years ago, that's how people saved their, vegetables. They can and they pickle them. So it's a great little thing. So there you have it. There is some pickled veggies, but there's one thing that I want to talk about. We added in all of our seasonings, our mustard seeds, our black peppercorns, our bay leaf, but you can buy a pickling spice that has this in it. This pickling spice has, I looked at it a little earlier, just to check it. Cinnamon, allspice, mustard seed, coriander, bay leaves, gingers, chilies, cloves, black peppercorns, cardamom, mace. It's your basics, the pickling items. So if you don't want to put everything together, if you just want to pick up a thing of pickling spice, you can do that as well. So easy, right? Anybody can do it. All right, so we're going to take a break and we will be back in just a moment. Pickling. So pickling cucumbers, we're going to do our next one, but these are a little different. Now, one of my favorites as a kid, and I would go in the kitchen and I would help my grandma. My grandma would almost make bread and butter pickles.
My mother used to do that.
Some people don't like them. I love them, and I guess it's just like a childhood thing for me. But I mean, that's what my grandma did every year with her pickles, was bread them, and we would eat them all year long. So I thought, homage to my grandma, we would make bread and butter pickles. All right, so we're going to do the same thing that we did a few minutes ago, and I'm just going to use the same pot here, just because I don't like to do dishes. There's no students here today, and I really don't like washing them, so we're going to turn it back on. And we're going to add in almost the same thing. So this is, let's smell it. This is water. It's a cup of water. Now we're using water just to cut the acidity a little. Vinegar's potent. If you just drink some straight up vinegar. A lot of people drink the apple cider vinegar though for their health. It's bad for your teeth. I don't know why people do it, but here's some apple cider vinegar. I don't have to smell it. I know what it is. So we've got a cup of apple cider vinegar. And then we have a cup and a half of white vinegar. So the apple cider is going to give it a little sweetness to it. So we're going to do that. And then I like to put a white onion in mine, just to add a little different. If you've never had pickled onions, you could do this same recipe and use a red onion and make a pickled onion with it, and they're amazing. So if you're doing like a taco or something and you want a little zingy to it, some red pickled onions would be great. And a lot of times onions will pickle quicker. You can do like a really quick pickle on those for like 2 hours or 3 hours, and they'll get really soft. So we're going to build these the same way, but this time I have this cute little, since it's my grandma would always put little things in here. So we're going to build our pickles in here this time. So I have a white onion here, or a yellow onion, and we're just going to do a julienne cut on it. So I have a trash bowl. Cut off both ends. Now you can see our container's not very big, so we're not going to use this whole onion. We'll put it over there, and when the show's over, I'll make some more, so I can be like, Got some bread and butter pickles. All right, so I'm gonna do a julienne cut on this. So Kathy, something else that I heard about the gala is Granddaddy Mims. Did I hear Granddaddy Mims is gonna be there? So alcohol, cash bar.
Yep.
Cash bar. I love a cash bar. I like a free bar, but cash bar is always good too.
We've got a couple different kinds of beer and a couple different kinds of wine, and of course Granddaddy Mims and other goodies.
So Granddaddy Mims, are they going to be making like drinks or just doing tastings?
No, they're going to be making drinks. They're bringing 2 of their own bartenders, and we've got 2 more for the wine and beer part too.
Awesome. So we're just going to put a little of our onion in the bottom here. We don't want it to be too oniony, so the piece works. We're going to turn this here. All right, so we're just going to cut this the same way. There's special cutters you can get if you want it to look like a crisp, the little edgy pickles and stuff. I tried to find one this morning because I know I have one here, but I have no clue where the students
You'll find
put
it when this is over.
I will. I'll find it when it's over.
Goes.
So we're just going to do a little slice on here too. When you're making pickles, since these are pickling pickles, you can make the spears out of them if you want to do the spears, but I kind of like the chip style better. So we're going to, this may only take one with this size container. So we'll put them in. These make great little gifts at Christmas too.
Yeah, nice.
To wear little pickled things, put a little bow on them. People will be like, oh, you're so crafty. So we'll add a little bit more. That should be good. We don't want to overflow it. Man, that vinegar, you smell it, it's pretty powerful.
It is.
So we're going to give it a stir. We just want to make sure. We're going to add in, this is 4 tablespoons of white sugar. So we're going to add it in. And then we're going to add in some salt to it. Salt and sugar kind of balances one another. So this is 2 tablespoons of the kosher salt again. Add it in. So while that's mellowing, there we go. Mellowing together. We're going to add in our seasonings to our little container. Now this is celery seed. I have a 1/2 teaspoon of celery seed that I'm going to add in. When I use celery seed, like when I make coleslaw a lot, I'll add celery seed to it. And then we have the 1/2 teaspoon of mustard seed again. We're going to add it in. So this is good to go. So we'll turn it off. Be very careful when you're doing this because you don't want to burn yourself. So we're going to add it in. And we're going to cover this just like we did before. Just enough so it'll close. There we go. All right, so we've made 2 different types of pickles today. We did pickled veggies and then we did a bread and butter pickle. Keep in mind for both of these, you don't want to put them in the refrigerator until they're completely cool, because we don't want nothing to explode when you put, don't even close this or put the lid on the jar, because you don't want the pressure to build up in it. You want to make sure they cool completely before you put in the walk-in. Now our pickled veggies, they're good for about 2 weeks in the fridge, and these are good for about 2 weeks as well. And both of these take about 24 hours. You can start to eat them. 48 hours, they're a lot better. So that's another quick and simple one, right?
Nice.
So I think a great lesson if you're gardening and you have grandkids or something like that, you want to do it. I know here this semester we're teaching garde-manger, and garde-manger is a cold prep class. So one of the days we spend 6 hours, we make all different kinds of pickles and we make jams and jellies. So I think it's a forgotten art that a lot of people don't do anymore. So we're trying to bring back old school canning, old school pickling. So very easy and simple. And it's, you eat pickles at dinner a lot of times for the southern way. You'll have like pickles or you'll have tomatoes or, something like that. So very easy. So I hope you enjoy that. So we're going to take another quick break and then we'll wrap it up. Okay, so Kathy, the last thing we're going to make today is called Southern pepper sauce. You ever had Southern pepper sauce? Okay, so you know a lot of times in the South we love our collard greens. You know the pepper sauce that's in that little, that's what we're making. So some people call it Southern pepper vinegar, some people call it Southern pepper sauce. So we're going to kind of do my spin on it, okay? So I'm going to take our decoration away from the show. All right, so what I have here, and you can use any peppers you have. So I have banana peppers and I got some jalapenos. If you have serrano peppers, anything. If you got the habaneros, you can use whatever. Depending on your spice level that you want, your heat level. I'm kind of a wimp sometimes when it comes to heat. So I'm making these so I'll eat it. All right, so you can see that our pepper will not fit in this jar. So I'm gonna have to cut it. So I'm gonna cut the end off and we're just gonna do a very simple cut. I want the seeds in here though, because the seeds add a little heat to it. So I'm just gonna do a dice. We're making rings, pepper rings. I love pickled banana peppers though, for things. So we're gonna add this in. We'll do another one. Now, if you're working with some really hot peppers, I would suggest that you wear gloves for this. So, and definitely, even with the jalapenos, don't touch your eyes. Make sure you wash your hands after doing this because you don't want to touch your eye or you don't want to go to the potty and touch something else without, I promise, you'll be in trouble. So just be very cautious when dealing with peppers. You think I'm crazy? I have to tell students that because they'll be like, shut. I'm like, dude, I tried to tell you so. So we're just going to do the same thing on our jalapenos. We got jalapenos overboard. Add some of those in. And the jalapenos is going to give us more of the heat than the banana pepper. I'm going to do one more banana, which is the last one we have. And then we'll do one more jalapeno. I think we may be able to shove another one in there. All right, so there's all of our peppers. Clean up our mess here. All right, so this is the easiest pickling you'll ever do in your life. You can use a knife and you can cut peppers. All this is white vinegar. We're not heating it, we're not adding sugar to it, we're not adding salt. We're just gonna fill our jar with white vinegar. Now, the other two pickles you can eat in 2 days. This needs to marinate a week because you want all the spicy, the boldness to come out of these peppers. So for all the flavor to come out, it's going to take at least a week for this. So keep in mind, you don't want to keep these since they're not sealed or anything like that. They don't have any chemicals or anything like that in it. So 2 weeks max. So make sure you're cooking a lot of collard greens for the family to use this vinegar. But easiest pickle in the world. So, Kathy, I want to talk about one more thing before we end the show. So, the Habitat Gala, the question that I have been asked, the question that everyone wants to know for the show is, where do we buy tickets? How do we get tickets?
Well, you can call the college. The number is?
The number for the school here to the receptionist is 706-439-6300, and you'll get Miss Tina at the front desk.
And she has tickets. You can stop by and pick them up. You can purchase them at the vacuum store. We have them.
Vacuum store.
Tommy Drake at Allstate, which is right next to Cabin Coffee on the square. He has them. And Cabin Coffee will be selling them starting tomorrow.
Awesome. So that's your places. You got Tommy Drake with Allstate. You've got North Georgia Technical College, the vacuum store, and now Cabin Coffee. Now, is the wreath store Does
And
the Reef Store have them?
Oh, yes, the Reef Store does have that.
Also, for Habitat, check out the Reef Store. They got some really cool stuff in there. Some furniture. They sometimes get appliances, lamps, all kinds of stuff. Doors, windows.
And then they have things like books and home decor and so forth. And you can get your t-shirts there. We have new t-shirts.
New t-shirts right there. So check out the Reef Store as well, but make sure you get your tickets. Tickets are $40.
Yep.
$40 a ticket. It's going to be a fun night. I can tell you personally, the food's going to be great. So roast beef, we're doing chicken scallopini with a white wine cream sauce. We're doing roasted potatoes, some green beans. I really don't know, but all I know is people wanted the bread pudding, and we're making strawberry cheesecakes as well. So I want to take a moment to thank you for coming on the show today.
You're welcome. It's fun.
It's always a fun. I've known Kathy for a while. Kathy and I have a good time together. So check out Habitat for Humanity if you're interested in volunteering for
I
Habitat.
always use volunteers, and you don't have to build a house. A lot of people think that they have to go on the job site. You do not have to do that. We need other volunteers, in the Reef Store, in the office, at our fundraisers, that sort of thing. So anybody can join.
Phone number for that?
I don't even know.
You don't know?
Nope. 'Cause
Well,
I have to call them.
how about if you call North Florida Tech, or if you email me, they'll get you to me, and I can get you the contact
There you
information
go.
that you need for Habitat. So once again, thank you for coming on the show. The gala is going to be fun. It's going to be amazing. I'm looking forward to it. Glad I could assist in helping with it this year. Glad the vacuum store is taking part in it. So that's it for the show today. So thank you, and as always, I hope you obey your inner chef.